Welcome to Steady Presence Farms, Homeschool, Homestead, and some other stuff. This is what homeschooling looks like today. We just did it scared yesterday, and it felt a lot better to not be alone. What are we doing in the garden? How do we put the garden to rest? What you doing, Ben? All right, what do we got here?
This is an icicle where the water is traveling through.
Oh! Let me get up close.
Yeah. That'll make a good transition piece.
After that, I want to get it. It looks really cool. Now, can I take it?
Dad, can he take it?
Yeah.
Or why don't you hold him up? Are you going to examine it? Let me see, Ted.
Yeah, look through the top. Yeah.
Do you see a hole through it?
Yep.
Let me see. Whoa, so cool. You see Kristoff and Sven?
Yeah.
Wow.
You see. You gotta get an icicle and look.
I gotta look at an icicle?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to get one.
Okay.
Gotta look. You gotta get.
Oh, I do see Kristoff and Sven.
They're coming back that way.
We are coming back this way?
Yeah.
Cool.
You gotta, come on. Come on.
What are we doing in the garden? How do we put the garden to rest?
What are we doing in the garden?
Yeah, tell the people.
Oh,
What have we done? Like, what are we putting here next year? What do we plant for the winter?
yeah. Well, that's something that I want to talk about further. So we'll go over here. A lot of good memories in this garden. Had our babysitting kids out here picking big, daddy, juicy peas. Ted showed the kids when the zucchini was ready, when it wasn't. And Ash just did really good with these tomatoes, staking them up so they didn't get...
Late staking.
Yep. So, a few things that come to mind are we're not going to plant...
Can I go in here?
Of course you can.
We're not going to plant squash in a garden
There's
that
the
has
pumpkin
tomatoes
that's-
and peppers in it.
Grew through the gate.
What's that?
We're not going to plant a garden here with tomatoes and peppers in it.
We're not going to plant squash in it because it just takes over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to plant the chard more tightly packed together. We're gonna,
And earlier.
yeah, we're going to put it in triangles. And then every now and then, what this season told me is that we can cut it back heavily, and then it'll grow back later.
Yep.
I spread a lot of tomatillos in here, so hopefully we get a lot of tomatillos that come up and then just reseed themselves.
I'm taking the long one.
And then the secret is to
Get up.
spread the seed all over the property so that tomatillos are just everywhere.
Volunteer. Can those suckers.
Um,
We're also going to plant way more no requirement peppers.
yeah.
Easy peasy peppers. We did habanada last year.
Yeah, were those the ones that were the...
Bless you. They were the little spherical,
Oh, yeah.
like ship,
What were
spaceship
the,
looking ones.
long ones?
The banana peppers?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Didn't we say that they're like sort of an S?
No, shishitos were the long, bumpy ones.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked those banana peppers that my mom grew.
Oh yeah.
And then the poblanos do really well for us every year. And we'll definitely do jalapenos. We didn't do those.
Yeah.
Because why? What do we use them for? Everything frozen all year long. Like they've been so... No, all those peppers.
Oh, right.
Just like we diced them and de-seeded and diced them and put them in the freezer. They are so good on pizza. They are so good in mac and cheese, in soup, on nachos. Oh my gosh.
Definitely nasturtium.
Nasturtium.
Yeah. And I was just watching a video about compost from Diego Footer, a permaculturist, and he was talking about how, okay, so he did an experiment where he put like very little compost in a plot and then increased the amount of compost that he put in other beds and then grew cucumbers in them. And the one that did the best was the one that had no compost added to it. Because what he said was compost is just broken down organic matter and it doesn't have a lot of minerals in it. That's where the clay comes in. And so if you take a garden bed and you put compost on top of it, it's kind of like a cake with frosting on top. The layers don't mix. So my gut is telling me that the big garden bed next to the house is going to take some time to develop, because first it has all those like weed seeds in it, so it's going to need like intensive chicken scratching, and the chicken's eating all the seeds out of it, and then time to really incorporate organic matter into the soil below it. So I think, and this is a backroom conversation after the video, but kind of focusing on like squash and zucchini and possibly watermelon out there, something that really just takes up all the space so that weeds don't grow back, and then focusing these two beds on our bush beans.
Let's just take the middleman out and make this all one giant bed, hey?
Well,
because they're so well prepped.
Yeah, but also maybe keeping that that fence over there up for peace.
Or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, keep the fence up except for that chunk so you can walk through.
Yeah.
And maybe put a cattle panel trellis.
Yeah.
Right there. So then it would let's walk people through. So this used to be where the chickens were kept, and we didn't love the, excuse me, I love you. We called this the rack and house. We didn't love that system for us right now, which is okay because now we have the barn, and we found a really good way to use that. So this was the previous garden last year, all the way up until this fence, because we had, this was like, this fence would go over there, and then the chickens would come into this garden space. And then when the fence was this way, then obviously they would go over there. So what we're talking about doing is keeping this fence here up as a trellis for peas and beans, but then taking this piece out and then doing a cattle panel trellis along here, and then fencing that whole big square in and expanding the garden. And then I would also want a cattle panel arch over there. So we just learned like thousands and thousands of things this last year. We had such a better garden year than we could have ever forecasted that we would, because we've never gardened on this scale. We gardened the blazes out of our last house, but it was so much smaller. Like, obviously, we had a 1/4 acre at the last house, and I would say we only gardened that to maybe 40 or 50% capacity. Like if we were doing an actual like food forest in like urban food forest kind of thing, we probably hit 40% capacity for that property. So we got here and put our boots to the ground right away, and we were like, we have no idea what this is gonna turn out to be. Thankfully, Dylan just spearheaded and said, okay, we're gonna do it this way, because I am so nervous about starting something that I just will never do it. And so he was like, we need to go plant these. We need to go plant these. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel scared, so I'm not going to do it. And he was like, well, I'm going to plant them. And then once he started, I was like, oh, okay, so this needs to go here. We need to do this. Where are our seeds for this? Blah, blah, blah. So I will be much less intimidated with the garden season next year. And it's so exciting to plan it. It's so exciting. That's what's going to get us through the winter. And just like, I struggle so much with mental health anyway, but I struggle very much with mental health in the winter. And that's what's going to get me through. If I can make it through the holidays, which I can because I love the holidays. What beautiful time with family, beautiful music, celebrating Jesus, lights, the whole thing. If I can get through to there, that's when we start ordering our seeds, and we're going to have to spend a ton of time meticulously planning every piece of what we want to do out here, because also I'll take you, okay, so there, that's a big pile of garbage nonsense that most of it was left from previous owners, because that's what you do in the country, is you have a burn pile. We haven't burned it yet since we moved in, and we've added to it. So that's going to be our community circle for our own retreats that we run, and then have people come out, healers come out that align with us as Christians, to come out and do retreats out here as well. So this is going to be the community circle, where there's going to be a big fire pit. It's going to be all gravel, like a giant gravel, not gravel, pea stone, whatever. Circle out here. It's going to have outdoor solar lights that are going to be beautiful, patio furniture for larger groups, and then there's going to be like, we're going to have more glamping tents. So if you haven't seen the glamping tents, I'll throw a card in here. But so like there is going to be a glamping tent, there is going to be a glamping tent, like out towards the edge of the property there, the one that we had before, there, and then there's going to be like this, I'm not even showing you, this big huge like yurt tent that's going to be for mini honeymoons, and just a large gathering space for the retreats as well. And then, so that's all the stuff we have to do in the spring. Prepare all those sites, get the burn pile burnt down, put down like really intense landscaping fabric, and then get gravel delivered for the community circle area, plus all the planting and the stuff that we, you know, grow and stuff. This is my new fun project. This building out here we used to call the duck house, because that's where the ducks were. And as you can see, it's really far away from the house. Like really far away from the house. And so in the winter, Dylan was bucketing out water from last winter from the house from my bathtub to the ducks out here. So this is just this little cutie, and this is out in the retreat space and in the tent space. So we're gonna make like, we're gonna get somebody to make, I'm not gonna act like we're gonna make this, a beautiful like Pinterest vibes door, fix this up a little bit, predator proof her, whatever we need to do. Then we're gonna fence it with really pretty fence all the way around here. Beep, beep, like give it a nice big fence. And then a bunch of our chickens are gonna come out here to live seasonally. So May 1st through October 1st, this will be their home. And then people that are here for recreation can come out and feed the chickens and interact with the chickens. So that'll be really fun for everybody. And then around the beautiful fence that we make around here is going to be like a full herb garden, little food foresty vibes, berries, probably maybe some pumpkins or squash if we get really rowdy on a trellis. So it's just going to be beautiful food. And then for the retreats, retreat hosts can add on our time and what we can teach and bring to the table. So we can teach people all of those herbs and how to grow your own tea and how we prepare herbal preparations for the winter months when you need them most. And creating edible landscape. So that's what's on the horizon as far as planning for us this winter. And it's a lot, and we're excited. Because that's the work that we absolutely love to do. So the more time we spend on that, the better it is for us.
All right. Let's go dispatch some rabbits.
So Dylan ended up processing rabbits at the end of the day that we shot that video. And so this was full of rabbit stock from putting 2 rabbits in the Instant Pot. And so this is what our rabbit meat looks like. Ashley, that looks exactly like chicken. That's correct. And it tastes like it too. It's like a milder form of chicken. And people are very opinionated. Oh, my dad used to hunt rabbits all the time. I'll never eat it. I love you. But domesticated rabbit tastes completely different. I have never tasted the other kind of rabbit, but I know that this tastes like just like chicken. And then this is our stock. Normally we like it to not even pour, but this actually wasn't with like just bone stock. This was what was made from cooking the rabbits in the Instant Pot. So it's still really good. It's got some good fatties. We like her. So we highly recommend raising rabbits as a first source of home-raised protein, and you can raise rabbits really well in a neighborhood, and we know because we did it. So we're gonna have lots more videos about raising rabbits in the future. Shortly after we filmed this video, look what came in the mail. She's so pretty, you guys. So we like high mowing seeds, organic seeds, and we like Baker Creek. So high mowing is nice because they give you options for huge quantities of seeds. So for like our peas and our spinach and our kale varieties, stuff that we just plant like gangbusters, we get giant amounts of. They have really nice diversity, very high quality. We got a lot of stuff from high mowing last year. I'm not even going to go through this until after Christmas because that's like my after Christmas gift. There's my yarrows that are drying on the stove, and we've got Monarda that we just take a stalk off for tea, and then we've got our goldenrod hanging up. I gotta like put her somewhere because she's gonna start getting dusty. Ah! I just dusted her all over town. So if you do not already get a seed catalog, then you need to go and sign up, and these are free. So for High Mowing and for Baker Creek. So definitely go get your catalog so you can start planning, even if it's a teeny tiny small garden, even if it's the first time you've ever planted a seed, just do it. There's no risk and only reward.